As part of strategies to give Ghana's intermediate cocoa processing industry a facelift, the National Export Development Strategy has hinted of plans to facilitate the downward review of 42.5% local taxes on the cost of every bar of locally produced chocolate sold on the Ghanaian market. Now, this is not just to whip up local consumption of chocolate, but also to get local processors competitive for the global market. There is more in this report. Ghana is ranked as the second largest producer of good quality cocoa. However, there is little processing and consumption of the cash crop. According to the cocoa processing company CPC, Ghanaians consume only 400 grams of chocolate daily compared to other developed countries that consume twice the number. One major reason for this is how expensive it is to buy just a bar of chocolate. A lowering of the 42.5% tax on chocolate is believed to bring down the cost of producing chocolate in the country. So far, threats to Ghana's cocoa processing industry include the limited access to foreign markets for tertiary cocoa products, chocolate and similar confectionery being expensive in Ghana, as well as the over-reliance on small-scale farmers for production of cocoa beans. The strategy document, which targets to attract $25.3 billion from non-traditional exports by 2029, seeks to vigorously promote and support Ghanaian majority-owned manufacturing companies to undertake cocoa processing in Ghana and forward integration towards the selling of liquefied chocolate mass or manufacturing of chocolates in the consumer market country. Meanwhile, a SWOT analysis of the country's cocoa processing industry has revealed the over-reliance on small-scale farmers for the production of cocoa beans as raw material and funding syndication by Cocoa Board for financing raw bean purchase from farmers as existing weaknesses that deserve strategic intervention. NETS is designed to update and realign the existing World Bank-financed national export strategy for non-traditional exports with current government policies and key programs to give it an industrialization thrust. For Joy Business, I'm Charles Aite. Well, let's still stay on the cocoa industry to bring you specific, illustrations on the threats that currently exist when it comes to the full value chain of the cocoa processing, companies. And we shall be playing that particular illustration on your screens for you to have a look at it. There we have them. When we're talking of the threats to Ghana's cocoa processing industry, first of all, we're looking at the limited access to foreign markets for tertiary cocoa products. We have seen this time and time again where Cocoa Board has even raised concerns about this restricted access to foreign markets, which impedes Ghana's entire contributions to the global cocoa industry. Now, the second point has to do with the chocolates and similar confectionery, which are very expensive in Ghana. We've spoken to so many cocoa producers who say the cost involved in producing chocolate in mass quantities, not just for local consumption, but even for the international market, is very high. So hence the hikes in chocolate prices across the country. And the third very important threat to Ghana's cocoa processing industry is the over-reliance on small-scale farmers for production of cocoa beans. Of course, each and every year we have a target over 900 metric tons of cocoa to be produced in Ghana alone, with a restricted number of cocoa farmers. You could imagine the burden on them, the pressure to produce more amidst the threats of various diseases. Now, under the NETS program as well, as you could see on your screens, they are projecting specific revenue gains from the exports of cocoa products under this initiative, and huge margins there. From 2020, they're expecting a $923 million gain from the exports of cocoa products, and it's going to be jumped over 100% to about $1.7 billion by 2029. These are the figures on your screens there. It helps you understand and give you a clear appreciation of where Ghana's cocoa processing industry must be headed by 2029 under the National Export Development Strategy.